Hello, and welcome back to Medieval Tomfoolery. Today, I'm just going to be chatting about anything, everything, updating you about my life, whatever I feel like talking about at the time, and I have a lot of yapping to do, so let's go ahead and get into my yap sesh, shall we? So, I have a fancy new mic. Fancy. I have a new mic, but this is not as fun because I can't go like, hello, how's it going? And so I need something to do with my hands when just talking because I feel as though me going like this every 2 seconds while I'm chatting is not the best. So, you guys, hello, guys, you get to experience my crocheting skills. This is a crochet needle. I recently got into crocheting, and here, let me show you my beauty that is. This is what I'm working on when I go on like long road trips. Hey. This is what I work on when I go on long road trips. You see this? Look how amazing this is. Anyway, if you're looking for a video to put on in the background while you're trying to fall asleep, or if you're bored, or you're a kind of person who likes to have someone yapping in the background while you're doing something, this is the video for you. Because all I'm going to be doing today is chatting. I'm not going to be very loud at all unless I get excited about something. Then I might get a little crazy. But besides that, I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about my life. So, as a lot of you know, I am in my final semester of college ever. I'm a senior. It's my last semester. I'm doing my senior capstone, or as a lot of you will know it as a senior thesis. And I'm a little nervous, if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, because I I'm taking 6 courses, which adds up to be about 20 credits, which, for those of you who don't know, that's a lot of credits because you're supposed to spend like 3 to 4 hours per credit, and I'm taking 20. So I'm not a math major, but you can do the math there. However, I am taking 6 courses, and one of them is painting. And you think that would be like a fun little thing, like, yay, a fun little course. And that's what I thought too. But now that I'm actually doing it, I'm realizing that it's a lot more work than I thought. It's like a couple hours each day, and my teacher, this is the first time he's ever taught a painting class, and so he has no idea how he wants to grade things, what he wants to do, and so I'm a little nervous. We started our first assignment, like our first official assignment today in class, and the girl next to me was doing such a good job. And while I'm a psych major and I'm not an art major, I felt pretty good about my work. And then I actually started working on it, and it all kind of went downhill from there. So I'm a little nervous. Also, another thing, look at how giant these canvases are. I happen to have one next to me. Look at this. I have to lug this around campus in order to take it to class because it won't fit in my locker. And so I have to lug those around campus and to and from my apartment in order to, it's a whole thing. It's kind of insane. I have respect for art majors because having to do that is pretty nuts. So anyway, as I said, I'm doing my senior thesis, my capstone, and I have to choose a topic that I'm going to stick with the entire semester. So from now until May, I have to study one topic. And for those of you who don't know me personally or haven't watched very many of my videos, I literally cannot choose one thing to stick with for an extended period of time. My channel is literally a little bit of everything. That's what I pride myself on with this channel. If you check out my channel, you'll see that I have podcasts, I have gaming videos, I have cat videos, because my insane self will not stick with one thing. It's also why I have like 50 hobbies. So I'm a little nervous about having one assignment and topic that I have to stick with the entire semester. But alas, I'll make it happen. It'll be fine. Another thing is, obviously I haven't been as active on here as I would like to be, but we recently hit 500 subscribers. There are 500 of you subscribed to my channel for one reason or another, whatever videos you like to watch. And that is just amazing to me, because 2 years? 2 years? No. Yes. 2 years ago, I created this channel. I hadn't uploaded anything, but I created this channel, and I was so nervous about posting anything ever. I was actually considering not posting anything. And then I posted my first video, which was a Pokemon tier list, and it had the worst quality ever. I had no idea what I was doing, and part of me was wondering if I should just quit. And then I kept going with it, even though a huge part of me said that I should stop. But I kept going with it, and now here we are. Here we are, yapping together, yapping in the comments, yapping, having a little yap sesh. That's my new favorite term, by the way. You'll probably hear that from me a lot these next couple videos, because I like to get a term from the internet and then use it for a few weeks. But let's see. I feel like I have so much to talk about that it's just like in my brain, and it's so hard to actually get out on video, and when the camera's on me, I forget everything I'm gonna say. But yes, so I am in my last semester of college, and I am nervous about being an adult. I'm super excited about being an adult. Something I'm not super excited about, though, is the fact that I have almost $100,000 in student loans. And I say that number, and in my head, it doesn't mean anything to me, because it's just like so unfathomable that it doesn't register in my brain. But $100,000 is a lot of money for an education. And to be fair, I chose this for myself. You can get cheaper education in America. Not by much, but $100,000 is a little ridiculous. For a psych degree as well, insane. But it is what it is. I live in America, and I know a lot of you guys actually are not from America, which is really interesting and exciting to me, because I feel as though going into this, I assumed that I'd have a lot of American subscribers. I felt as though I would be more geared towards an American audience, but honestly, I'm kind of glad that it's so diverse, my subscriber base. It's so much fun seeing your guys' comments and saying, like, love from Italy and a bunch of stuff like that. It's so nice. It literally makes my day. Sometimes when I'm in class, I will check my YouTube, and it's funny because pretend this is my phone. I don't have my phone on me. This is my phone, and when I'm checking it in class, I like kind of hide it. I'm not ashamed that I have a YouTube. I'm not ashamed of you guys. But I'm ashamed at the concept of having a YouTube. Like if this ever became my professional job and someone asked and they were like, "Oh, what do you do for a living?" I wouldn't say I'm a YouTuber, because that term just feels so weird, and I feel like it's associated with people like Shane Dawson and like Colleen Ballinger or whatever her name is. And so saying that makes me feel weird. I would say, I know it's like a whole stigma with like the whole influencer, and I wouldn't want to call myself an influencer either if I ever got big, because that also feels like I'm putting myself above everyone else. Like it's saying that I'm better than you. Like I'm an influencer. I influence people. And not gonna lie, I don't know how much I influence you guys. Do I influence you? If I said, go paint something, go paint a cat on a canvas right now, would that influence you to do it? I don't know. Another thing, speaking of just sheer numbers, um, a lot of people would be like, oh, 500 is not that much. And that's amazing to me that people don't think that that's very much. In the grand scheme of things, 500 people, sure, that's not very much. But when you're thinking about like a smaller creator who just doesn't have a well-known name or anything, and you're starting from scratch, 500 people is an amazing amount of people. 500 people subscribe to my content. You went out of your way to press subscribe on my channel because you liked something that I made. That's something that like makes me tear up and makes me cry, because I work so hard on my videos. I'll admit some of them aren't the best because I kind of just pump them out, but some of the videos that I post, I put so much work into, and that's why it takes so long in between, because I'm a full-time college student. I'm working anywhere from like 15 to 20 hours a week on top of that, and I just have so much going on in my life, and so I put a lot of work into the videos. And when you guys subscribe or you comment or something, literally it's the thing that makes me want to keep doing this, because I do struggle sometimes. A lot of times I'm like, do I actually want to keep making videos? It's a lot of work, and sometimes I don't feel as though I want to do it, but then I post something after being in a funk for a while, and then I get your guys' comments, and it just gives me the motivation to keep posting. And I don't know. I'm such an indecisive person when it comes to like what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, because there's so many things that you can do with like a psychology degree. And I don't know. I I just feel as though I have like not a lot of direction in my life. But it's one of those things where you kind of just have to live, and then hopefully it'll come to you. My main goal is to blow up and act like I don't know anybody. But then my second main goal is to apply to jobs and see where that goes. Because originally I was thinking of becoming like a therapist. I was like, what if I become a therapist? The cliche path, you know, like help people, make people feel better about their lives. But then you have to do a lot of schooling for that. And if I'm already 100,000 in debt, I don't know if I can afford to get a master's degree. Because that's insane. But I suppose we're getting a little dark and sad here. Yeah. So let's talk about something else. What else do I have to yap about? There's so many things going on in my head. I don't have like a clear structure for this like I normally do with these when I go into them. I kind of just, I knew I wanted to post something, and I figured a lot of you like it when I just talk and you can just like play it in the background. I don't know. I was gonna film a video tonight of me making wild rice soup, which is a really nice recipe, and it's kind of cold in Minnesota right now. So I was like, I'll film a wild rice recipe for them. And then I started cooking, and like halfway through, I realized that I completely forgot to like set up the camera or anything. And I was like, well, oops. Also, these kinds of videos are a lot easier for me to edit because I basically just go through and cut out chunks where I'm really awkward or I go silent because I zone off. So these are a lot easier for me to post and create, which is why I really like the idea of having a podcast, especially since podcast is such a loose term. This is me chatting with you. There's nothing amazing happening right now. It's just me talking. However, I was going to film that recipe for you, and I was already thinking of like all the funny jokes that I would make about the fact that I use literally a whole clove of garlic for that recipe. It's kind of insane. I am a garlic addict and I add garlic to literally everything. It's kind of a problem. I always have at least 3 cloves in my spice cabinet, and I put it in everything. I made the best quesadilla today. Oh my gosh. Have you guys had a homemade quesadilla, like a college kid quesadilla? If you haven't, the ingredients are quite literally 1 or 2 tortillas. It depends on how thick you like your tortilla ratio to your cheese ratio. I add chicken to it, and I'm not talking about like store-bought raw chicken that I have to like cook and it takes like 15-20 minutes. I haven't cooked chicken in forever. I don't actually know how long it takes to cook chicken. I'm super scared that when I make chicken, it's going to be pink inside because the last time I cooked chicken, I did not cook it for long enough because I was scared of it being super dry, that it was kind of pink. And ever since then, I have not been able to touch raw chicken because I'm scared. I don't know the time frame from when you're supposed to cook it where it's not raw, but then also cook it so that it's still juicy. Anyway, I digress. So what I use, my yarn fell. What I use is I use like frozen chicken strips that are already pretty much pre-cooked, and I cook those, and then I put them in a bowl, and then I put butter in the pan, and then I put a tortilla down, and then you spread cheese on it. Just shredded cheese. Doesn't have to be fancy. This is why it's called a college quesadilla. And then you put cheese on it, and then if you had meat or anything, you could add that stuff to it, and then you either fold it in half or you put a tortilla on top, and then you put a lid on it, and then you let it steam. And that, my friends, is what I had for lunch today. So anyway, I don't know. My yarn keeps falling. I don't know. I feel like cooking can be so much fun, but then things like chicken. I had a literal nightmare the other night about I was cooking meat for tacos, and I just wasn't thinking, and I didn't cook the meat all the way, and the ground beef was still raw, and I took a bite into it and it was still raw, and you can imagine what the texture would feel like on your teeth, and I imagined that perfectly. My nightmare was literally, I woke up from that. I woke up and I genuinely felt like I was going to vomit. And then a couple days later, I made meat for tacos, and I probably honestly overcooked it a little bit because of my fear of having my nightmare become a reality. And sure, that's a silly nightmare, but I'm just a silly guy, so you can't say anything about that. Also, if you guys haven't ever crocheted before, it is so much harder than you would think. I started crocheting in either November or December, and I only just recently learned how to do a granny square, and you can tell it's not even like that's not a straight line. There you go. That's not a straight line, and I can't figure out how to fix it so that it is a straight line. And so I kind of I go for it, and I hope for the best. Because that's all you really can do, huh? Also, another thing, I don't really know when or how I'm going to end this episode of the podcast because it truly is just me talking to a camera. And for some of you, this is going to be one of my most boring videos. But for some of you, you're going to love this and beg me for more. And I would love to give you more of this because, oh my gosh, is it so much fun to just yap into a camera, edit it very minimally, and post it on the internet and call it a podcast. Isn't that what a podcast is? Just chilling with your friends, chatting about things. The only problem is I don't have a friend to be on this podcast with me because it's just me. I have yet to set up my lights again. Since we've rearranged stuff, I need to get an extension cord for my lights in order to plug them in because the outlet's on the other side of the room. There's no outlet over there. It's really stupid how this room is laid out. But the outlet's all the way on the other side of the wall. And so I need a really long extension cord to plug in my lights and plug in Alexa. But when I inevitably do that, once the extension cord that's literally in my Amazon cart right now shows up at my doorstep, you guys better believe that I'm going to have Alexa as my co-host on here. She is going to gain so much popularity that you guys aren't even going to want to watch me anymore. You're going to be like, where's Alexa? I need her in order to like your video. And I'm not going to be able to blame you. But you know, Alexa is my only friend. How sad. I'm kidding, I have friends. And if you're one of my friends and you're about to comment that you're offended, one, thank you for watching this video. You didn't have to do that. It's very kind of you. And two, do you want to be on my podcast? We would just yap together. Maybe make a joke or two. Just be friends, chatting to a camera. Because when I go silent and I run out of things to say, instead of me editing it out, it would be your voice. And how fun would that be? This also goes to people who join my Discord. If you want to be on a podcast episode where it'd actually be structured and I would actually find a topic for us to yap about, you can let me know by joining my Discord and telling me that you'd be interested in that. And we can debate. I'm not a huge debater, if I'm being honest. I am not a master debater. I am simply just a girl. And if you want to debate someone, I'm sure you can find some stranger on the internet. But that's not me. I am not your stranger to debate. However, if you just want to chat about a topic, you can let me know. And I will say yes and doodly doo. Deedorito. I don't know. Look at how shitty this looks. I just keep making it worse with every line. Do you have any advice? Do you guys crochet? Oh boy. So my assignment for my painting class, going back to that, looping back around. I'm moving back around. My painting assignment is we're supposed to look at a black and white painting and make a monochrome painting. And by that I mean you choose one color and you make it darker or lighter, and that's the only color that you can use for your painting. And you have to make it have depth and shadows, but you can only use one color. And I chose green, and I'm realizing maybe that wasn't the best color, and I'm I'm very concerned because I'm very much like a cartoony painter. Let me hang on. I happen to have something right here for you. This is a painting I did of Nermal getting kicked by Garfield, and the other half my friend has. She has Garfield, and Isn't that cute? It's like she has the other half because we're besties. Isn't it cute? See, this is the kind of art that I can do. But then when we get to realism, you can count me out. And that's all this painting class is. It's like a realism painting class. Okay, just making sure. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess we'll see. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I literally sat here for 2 minutes trying to think of something else to say, and with no one to bounce funny jokes off of, I literally don't have anything to say, or like, I don't have anything or anyone to prompt me to say something. I literally, there's nothing in this brain, but there's so many things in this brain, and there's so many things in this brain that I don't even know what to talk about. Oh, I recently went to Chicago. I do have a video planned. It's kind of like in the back burner right now because it's not the best travel vlog ever because I'm still working on getting used to talking to a camera, especially in public. And so it's going to be a lot of me voicing over. But if that's something you guys are interested in, like a travel vlog that I did when I went to Chicago, let me know because I can edit that and post that. But I'm worried because it's not that good of a video unless I edit the hell out of it, because that's what I have to do with a lot of my videos in order to make them actually good. Before you guys see them, I edit the hell out of my videos just to make them watchable. And yes, you heard me, I edit my own videos. It's kind of ridiculous because it's so stressful, but also I'm not looking for an editor at the moment because I would not be able to pay you. And also I feel like me editing my videos actually gives them like a personal touch. And that's kind of like my fear about hiring like an editor or someone to work on my videos, is because I feel like they lose that personal touch. And I feel like editors deserve a lot of money, and I would not be able to pay any amount of money. You could get like $5. maybe $5. Right now I'm trying to save up to survive while I'm job searching after college, and I feel like an editor deserves more than that. They deserve more than my little scraps. But I don't know. I feel like I need to rebrand my YouTube because my banner is kind of just something I threw together in 2 seconds. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that I could work on my channel, but as of right now, it seems to be doing okay. You guys are liking the content. You don't really care about the whole appearance of it as long as it looks okay. Well, I've officially only gotten done like 2 lines of this thing. Isn't that ridiculous? Why does crocheting take so long? It's been like 40 minutes, and I've only crocheted that much. It's like 3 lines. Also, honestly, that's kind of amazing though. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? That's stunning. Well, I feel like I had so many more topics. I feel like I had so many more things to say to you guys. I suppose things that are on the horizon are probably some more gaming videos, most likely indie games. I don't know if they'll be able to do 3 games because that's a lot of work. And as much as I love you guys, I cannot put in that amount of effort right now because today alone I've watched like 3 hours worth of lectures, and it's a lot. It's a lot, guys. If you are considering going to college, my best advice, if you're kind of on the fence about it, my best advice is to go to community college and get your gen eds. But if you're planning on transferring to a university to get your full degree, make sure those credits transfer, because that's why I'm having to take 20 credits right now, is because my credits didn't transfer from the college I originally went to when I transferred to a university. So that's my biggest advice to you. And I suppose that's a good place to end this episode off. If you are asleep because you were playing this in the background, mwah, sweet dreams. I hope you are having not nightmares about raw meat like I tend to. And if you were listening to this while doing dishes or doing chores, I'm so proud of you for doing those dishes and chores. If you were listening to this while just sitting there and you just need someone to listen to and have noise in the background, I'm happy to be there for you. And I'm glad that you chose me to be the person to yap in the background. If you guys want to see more of these videos of me just chatting about my life and about things, I feel like this is an easy video for me, and I know a lot of you are interested in Yap Sesh. So this is going to be a subsection of my podcast, probably called something like Yap Seshes. Is that a word? Seshes? Sessions. Can you abbreviate? Can you pluralize an abbreviation? I guess people say like lulls. Do people say YOLOs? Sometimes when I say things that are super cringy, I start to cry. It's my body's visceral reaction to the things that I say. Anyway, I ruined the wonderful ending that was wholesome with advice and me saying I'm proud of you. So pretend that that's what I ended on. And if you guys want to see more of this, just let me know. And I will see you guys in my next video. Can't promise that it's going to be next Wednesday or even next week, but there will be another video and it will be soon. I promise. But without further ado, good night, sweet dreams, have fun doing it, whatever it is you're doing if you're not sleeping. But if you're sleeping, I'm with you in spirit, because boy, am I gonna go sleep after this. Alright, bye bye.